opening day tomorrow. Maybe today if I don't get this thing edited right. But we are here on Fireside Chat for a special episode. I've got my buddy Kyle Reynhout with me all the way in Lombard. How are you, Kyle?
What's going on, guys?
Good to hear your voice, man. Good to hear your voice.
I know, I'm excited.
You still going to come out tomorrow if it rains?
Yeah, I thought we were playing.
Oh, we're playing no matter what. You going to wear a white
I've
shirt?
been checking the forecast all day.
Is it looking better?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do, it's going to be me versus the caller. Every week it's going to be a new caller. We're going to go over the teams. The lineups have been set. Give a prediction who's going to win. We'll see who has the better record at the end of the year, me or the callers. So let's get started. Truckers at the Sultans on Harambe Field. This one's going to be on Facebook Live. What do you think about this one, Kyle? Who do you got? Who's the lineups here?
I'm seeing Truckers got Jack, you, Neil, and Grant. And the Soy has Lucas, John, Micah, and Jackson. So that's what's going on.
Jackson Buzia is a Griffle ball player, and he got drafted to this team just for tomorrow. He's played in nationals. He's played this style. Huge pickup for the Sultans. Huge pickup.
What about John?
John Anningberg played 2 games last year. He was a pretty good hitter. He struggled from the mound. He doesn't have a Facebook. It was kind of a last-minute thing. He said he's going to play, so he could be an X factor, and so could Jackson.
Did he get drafted to the team?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he was.
Wait, Robbie drafted him?
Robbie drafted him. Yeah, Robbie's the only player not going to be there tomorrow. He's still in college, so that's a huge loss. But I think Jackson will fill that void.
I might have to go Truckers on this one.
Interesting.
For one, I just like the Truckers, and 2, Micah Hescott. I think he's going to struggle.
He might struggle. The Truckers have an all-time record of 9-29 going into this game. The Sultans have an all-time record of 15-13-1. I don't know if you remember, 2 years ago they made a run all the way to the championship. Remember that with Caleb?
Yeah.
That was their only season, so they didn't have a season last year. These 2 teams have never played. I'm gonna go with the Sultans on this one, just because it's Harambe.
Do you have to go with the caller? Against the caller?
No, I could choose myself if I could go with you. Yeah, that's a good point. But I think with the wind blowing in, listen, me and Neil and your brother Grant aren't speed demons.
Is it blowing in?
It'll probably be blowing in that game. So I think we're more of a power team and we're going to struggle. So I got the Sultans winning this one. Also, a side note.
It'll be blowing in, though.
Huh?
How do you know it's going to blow in?
It always blows in. Harambe blows in.
But you don't know.
That's true. I don't know. Another special thing on this game, Jordan Moselle and Quinn Klug-Hesse on the mic. Your thoughts?
Is Quinn going to be there?
He's going to be there, yes.
I think it's going to be great. I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
It's 2 players that I wouldn't say have had any type of relationship before tomorrow. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the 2 react to each other's commentary. I think if the game even sucks, it might be interesting to hear what they have to say, don't you think?
What are they going to talk about?
You know Jordan's going to get trashed.
Yep.
And screw up his score sheet for his game. But we're not going to stick to this one too long. So let's move to the next game. And I'll go over this one because you're playing in it. Minute Maid Park. No more Jagger. Just the Corn Bombers. Versus the Flying, newly formed Hawaiians. Rosters are going to be Brett Detmar, Jake Van Vuren, and then 2 free agents, David Busick and Thomas Vanderwall. In your roster, or Austin's roster, I should say, Sam Stahl, Shane Anderson, Kyle Reynhout, you, and Austin Warner puts himself 4th. Give me some insight on this.
Well, I didn't even know if Brett was going to be there.
Yep, he started himself too, so you'll have to see him twice.
What?
You'll have to see him pitch 2 innings against you, the first and the 5th.
Yeah, that's going to be tough, but Van Buren's hittable, and I don't know Busick, so I can't speak to his abilities, but...
He's a muscle man.
Is he really?
He does weightlifting. He's like stupid buff.
How do you know him?
He's friends with Marty.
Well, in that case, I feel like he may be a good hitter, but a lot of times people with muscles may not be able to pitch as well.
Good point. I think I fully agree with that statement.
And then Tom, all I see Tom doing is traveling around. I don't even know what he does for work. So, and half the time he's in a windmill drinking. So
it's true. That is true. He
I
might
feel
show.
like I don't know what the wind's going to be doing, but I feel like I want to go with my team just because I think we can actually win it.
Well, the thing is, you're the home team, so if you get a lead going into the top of the 5th and you hold it, if Sam can hold it, then you don't have to see Brett in the bottom half. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that's the thing. We may not have to see him twice.
Yeah, so that could be huge. The Bombers.
But if we do, we will lose. But
yeah,
I feel like we can take a lead off Jake. He's pretty inconsistent.
He is inconsistent. The Bombers have a 46-21 career record. They're back-to-back champions. So you guys play the back-to-back champs right away, but they don't have Colin and they don't have Aaron Barnes. So
Colin is only subpar.
And we forgot to mention this, but the Flying Hawaiians are they were number 5 ranked overall team in the national scene, but now you guys are number 6. So do you think beating the back-to-back champs?
How did that change, though?
Every week it changes. Every other week it changes. So another team bumped up ahead of you guys.
I think a win over them, yeah. We should move into the top 3.
I think so too. It's a tough test to start. So
but you didn't pick yet.
I'm gonna go with the Hawaiians on this one. There's just too much with David and Thomas. And like you said with Jake, there's just too much inconsistency, and I don't see any good hitting there. I don't see any good hitting on that team. So unless Busick can hit, but we'll see.
Actually, if I think about it, I was looking at the stats today, and Brett actually hit like 20 home runs last year.
Yeah, he had a solid year.
Which I hit 21.
Yeah, so you guys had solid years. That was above league average.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, he's an underrated player, but he also threw you to the curb last year, remember?
Yeah, I do.
So this is a little payback for you.
I still respect him, but it was kind of sad what he did.
He's a shady owner. And he's also drafted Jake Van Buren 3 years in a row, and he's got rid of him. So Jake, I don't know why you even play for this guy anymore. You ready for the next one?
Yep, I'm looking at it.
Tell me the lineups. Hit me up. Who we got?
The Diamond Dusters have Marty, Al, Friedman, Kyle Schaff. Is that Matt's brother?
That is Matt's brother, yes.
And Jose Rivera.
I think it's Joey.
Joey, I mean. And the Clams. God, Matt Dykstra sitter, is he going to be there?
He is going to be there. He's not working this week, so he's guaranteed.
Lauren Ashby is too?
Lauren Ashby is going to be making her 2018 debut, yes.
And Dusty Young. I have to say, I don't know Dusty Young, but I love that name.
Listen,
who is this guy?
The Clams got a little bit of ash and a little bit of dust.
Who's Dusty?
I don't know.
Is he real? Sounds like a fake name to me. Is he real?
I think he's real, yes. I think he is real.
I don't think there's any way that the Clams win this.
Listen, this is two rookie owners. So both these teams have never played a game. The Dusters and the Clams, it's their first franchise game. So,
yeah, but they're veterans.
Yeah.
Martin's a veteran of wiffle ball, and so is Al.
Oh, yeah, I agree. So you're going with the Dusters?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an interesting matchup because
Even though I love Dusty.
Matt and Marty both won Rookie of the Years. Marty won it last year and Matt won it the year prior. So I think it's two players that have really taken the league by storm and have really come in on the back half of the league and made names for themselves. And they're both building their brands now with the Dusters and the Clams, and it's going to be interesting to see because the owners ranked the Clams first this year and the owners ranked the Dusters last.
Yeah, but the Clams, how did they get ranked first?
I don't know. Because everyone loves Austin Gibson. Ooh, yeah, let's just munch on him. Listen, the guy hasn't done anything.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not going to be there, so... So you're going Dusters?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Clams. I'm going with the Clams on this one. I think Ashby's going to come out and dominate.
Nope. There's no way.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Wrigley Field. This one's going to be interesting. Lake County Liners versus the Noble Narwhals. The Liners consist of Caleb Youngman, James Hayworth, Justin Deckinga, and Ethan Bieshold. The Noble Narwhals consist of Jeremiah Wiltjer, Robert Warren, Greg Geerling, and Brian Travis. What is going on over there?
Nothing.
Jeremy Wiltjer, Robert Warren, Greg Geerling, and Brian Travis. So the Liners had a stupid record last year. They went 22-4. Were heartbroken in the semifinals. Caleb won another MVP. Give me some insight on this matchup between Caleb and Greg.
Insight? Okay. Jeremiah, if he's there.
He will be.
I mean, he's a top pitcher in the league, really. He's top 2.
Ooh, top 2.
To me.
Interesting.
Well, maybe top 3. Actually, I would say Brett, Caleb, and
then Jeremiah. Okay. So we have 2 of the top 3 pitchers in this matchup, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It would be similar to, like, Chris Sale versus Kershaw, I guess.
And they're both starting, so they'll both pitch the first and the 5th innings.
Robert Warren, I don't know anything about him. Just that he has a kid.
No, that's Elijah. Robert does not have the kid. Listen, there's a lot of inexperience in this matchup. Robert Warren has like 2 games played. Brian Travis, 2 first names. No games played, 2 first names. Ethan Bieshold, no games played.
So Brian Travis has more first names than games played.
That
when
is true.
It comes down to it.
That is true. Ethan Bieshold, listen, Brian Travis has more first names than Matt Schaff has games played. James Hayworth, I think he played 4 games, and Justin Decky has 2 games. So those 5 people have like 6 games played.
So Brian Travis has about as many first names as they have games played over there.
Yeah, basically. And Greg's skill is that of someone like Brian Travis's games played. So what we have here...
Let's be honest, Greg. You got to swing the bat this year. Come on. Swing it.
You hit a homer off Friedman on his... Remember that? On his birthday? You remember that, Friedman? Who you got in this one?
I think we know how I feel about Hayworth.
Did you know that he can pitch with both hands?
Yeah, I don't care about that really.
Who the fuck?
All I know is he was saying he was going to be the best lefty pitcher in the league. Well, that's not true. That will be me.
That will be. What about Jack?
Yeah, I didn't know Jack pitched lefty, so.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that right now. We got other things to talk about.
Okay. Who you picking?
Liners, because Caleb changes every game.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. I think the Liners take this one. Caleb's too much. It's on Wrigley Field. If the wind's blowing out, he might have 10 homers in this game. He'll probably hit more homers than Brian Travis has first names. So let's go to our final matchup in the first series. PNC Field. Sluggers versus Badgers. Give me the lineups.
Squint Sluggers, we got the guy who drafted me out of pity. Garrett Lytle, Andrew Feldy. Is that?
Yeah, Feldy.
Brad Campstra. Love that guy. Bush League Badgers got Jared Youngman, Wes Ellis, Ryan Barnes, and Cameron Verlon.
Anything tweak your interest?
I don't know Feldy. Can you give me any details on him?
He's also a GBL pitcher. He's actually a very good Wiffle ball pitcher. I will say that. I don't know how well he's going to pitch tomorrow. And the thing that GBL guys I think are going to like about playing over with us is they'll only pitch like 2 or 3 innings. Yeah. So we're not going to blow any arms out over here. So they don't.
Feldy has as many Leroy games played. He has less than Brian Travis has first names.
That's correct. And
I don't know Cameron Verlon either. So.
I don't know him either. I don't know. I think he's the one who like gave me a message and was like, "I'm gonna give it a shot, and if I don't like it, I'm not coming back." And I'm looking at myself like, this fucking guy.
Why would he even say that?
I don't know. So he's on the Badgers. This is
that's fine. Just because of that. Well, no, I'm going with the Badgers.
You're going with the Badgers?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go with the Sluggers. The Badgers have a 34-29-3 record. They made the championship last year. Jared Youngman had a great year. Wes is a dominant hitter. Them two may win this game alone, but I don't know about Cameron. And if Ryan Barnes shows up in flip-flops tomorrow and it's raining, the Badgers are screwed.
Who's going to show up in flips?
Ryan Barnes.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think...
Is he actually on that team?
Yeah, the Badgers ended up signing him. They dropped Jeremy Ross. So, listen, Eric's a top 5 pitcher. Garrett can pitch. He can hit the board. Felday, if he gets in a groove, he's a pitcher. I'm not saying he will do good. And Brad Campstra can hit the board. So, that whole team can hit the board.
I love Brad.
So, you picked the Badgers. I picked the Sluggers. 5 down, 5 to go.
Brad fan.
Huh?
I'm a big Brad Campstra fan.
Okay. Are you ready for the second slot of games?
Yep.
Second Facebook Live matchup. This one's going to be one for the ages, I think. So many storylines here. So many... It's going to be great. You got the Leroy Clams, the Noble Narwhals. You don't want to miss this one. First off, Eric Detmar and Garrett Lytle will be on the mic. Your thoughts on that?
That's a good duo.
I think it's going to be a great duo. Garrett is probably one of the most underrated funny people in the league. I watched a lot. Well, when I edited all the videos last year, he just did a lot of funny things that no one really saw, and I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what he has to say tomorrow with Eric. I think it'll be fun.
What do you do?
Just weird dances and just says funny things. I don't know.
Weird dances?
I don't. Okay. Side note, if I see one damn Fortnite dance, I will kick you out of the league. And I'm making that a public announcement right now. I will literally kick anybody who does one of those dances out of our league.
Why?
Because I will. I'm not dealing with it. And that is a serious note. Matt, I'm looking at you. Speaking of Matt, his clams are going to be, well, we talked about it. Matt, Andrew, Lauren, Dusty, and the Narwhals got Greg, Robert, Brian, Jeremiah. Your thoughts on this intriguing matchup?
Brian who?
Okay, who's going to... Ashby struck out Greg last year. Remember that?
This is an intriguing matchup. I'll go with the Clams.
Andrew Sitter and Jeremiah worked together. They're buddies. Greg and Matt were former teammates. Ashby's a game changer. Robert Warren, you never know what you're going to get. And then you got Dusty Young, who's just, love the name.
You never know what you're going to get with Robert Warren.
He claims he threw 20,000 balls this offseason.
We did not.
He said 20,000. This guy's a force to be reckoned with. And you're going with the Clams?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to pick the Narwhals, but I can't. I can't pick the Narwhals.
Why?
And I think I'm going to pick the Clams to go 2-0 with Lauren Ashby on this roster, which I don't know what else to say about it. Can we just move on?
Yeah.
Okay, next matchup. Who we got?
Backdoor sliders. They were on the mic in the first games. Jordan Moselle, Andrew Felday, Brad Campstra, Quinn Klugezi. I guess I'm wondering how Brad's on the Squint Sluggers and the Sliders.
So what happens is the two players that get chosen for those matchups will play with the two teams that have buys.
Oh.
So they Brad's actually on the Sliders, but he's going to play for the Sluggers because they also have a bye that game.
Okay.
Same with Felday.
And then the soy Sultans, John Enigenberg, Micah Hescott, Jackson Buzia, Lucas Miedema. This is tough.
I got some insight. The Sliders are 30, 42, and 1. Jordan is the only person who's had a team all 5 years. The only person.
But how does that equate to winning?
It doesn't. I don't think.
Exactly. That's the point.
The two GBL players are in this game, so that'll be an interesting storyline. Usually John Gibson's on this Backdoor Sliders team, but he's too busy doing creative dancing. Did you see that video? Okay, listen. Every viewer listening to this show, please go on the Leroy Wiffle Twitter page. John Gibson is dancing to the Yodeling Boy remix.
It was phenomenal. I was laughing out loud, my cube.
Oh my goodness, it was top notch. And
they did the little foot stomp.
It's 3 girls and John.
Oh my word.
So Falday's gonna play for John. I just think the two best players on these teams aren't there. Robbie's not there and John Gibson's not there. And I think that the two subs are two Griffle Ball guys, Felday and Buzia, and I just think that's interesting. That's really interesting. I'm gonna go Sultans.
Yeah.
Are you going Sultans too?
Yep.
Okay. This They have played 4 times. The Sliders and Sultans have played 4 times through the years. They are 2-2. They've each won 2, and the Sliders have actually scored 18 runs to the Sultans 14. So, interesting little test there.
I was on that Sliders team that played them.
Oh, that's right.
Believe it or not.
That's right. And Robbie was actually a backdoor Slider last year, so his team will face his former team to start off the year with him not there. Okay, next matchup. We got your team again, the Flying Hawaiians. Shane Anderson, Kyle Reynhout, Austin Warner, Sam Stahl up against another team that made the championship. You guys played both teams that made the championship last year, your first week. The Badgers, Wes Ellis, Ryan Barnes, Cameron Varley, and Jared Youngman. Hit me with your thoughts.
Well, obviously they have 2 good players, Wes and Jared, but I guess I need to see what I know. Shane is a decent pitcher, and I also know that Austin can actually pitch decently if he's on. So
True.
Sam and I are probably the wild cards of pitching, and also of batting.
Yeah.
But Barnes is also a wild card, and Cameron, who knows? He's spelling his name with an A instead of an O.
It may be an O. I might have spelled that wrong.
Oh, see, it's with an O on the other thing.
Okay, so I spelled it wrong.
So, that just makes me not trust him, really. So I'm going to go with the Hawaiians.
Ooh, picking yourself again, huh? This matchup is an Orbital thriller. It's got 3 Orbital guys that are actually all on the same team, Maple City Magic. Shane Anderson, Wes Ellis, Jared Youngman all play for Maple City. They just lost
to Cameron Varlon.
To the Muffs. There's a team named the Muffs in Orbital. And they wear pink shirts, and they lost to that team. So, I'm going to go with... I can't pick you on this one. I think Wes and Jared are too much for you. I'm going with the Badgers.
Why can't you send us?
I just can't pick you. I can't do it.
Why?
I think Wes and Jared are going to... Wes is pitching 2 innings, too. So you're going to have to face Wes and Jared 3 of the 5 innings. You have to hit Ryan and Cameron, and that's it.
We can.
Okay. Also, Ryan Barnes, I got your long sleeve tee. I know it's now 90 degrees out, but I got it for you.
Is that the Leroy shirt?
Yeah, I still have his.
Did he get drafted to the Badgers?
No, he didn't.
Did he get signed by them?
He got signed by them a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. I saw that article.
Badgers bag Barnes.
Yep.
So, next matchup, hit me up. What we got?
Diamond Dusters at Truckers. Alex Friedman. Kyle Schaff. Jose Rivera and Marty Rizala.
Stop, it's not Jose.
Joey. Tim Wiltjer, Neil Krusick, Grant Reynhout, and Jack Gilligans. Interesting matchup. I wish I knew more about Kyle and Joe, but I don't.
I think we will blow this team out of the water.
Do you know anything about them?
I don't know anything about them, but I don't care. Listen, I'm gonna take Jose so deep on Wrigley.
Jose, yeah.
Yeah, like you'll be singing Jose, 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 Jose.
Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze.
Okay. So this is also your brother's first season as a non-owner. Grant, thank you. Grant led the Muffin Men year 1, remember that?
Yeah.
And then he was the Superstars. The third year he was the One Hit Wonders, and then last year he was the Big Unit Bashers, which I believe you actually picked that team name, didn't you, for him?
Yeah.
So I want to thank Grant for being an owner for 4 years. He's been awesome. I'm really happy to see him on my team, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. And I think he can just kind of come and play, and just
What else did he do?
enjoy himself. He built the strike zones that you'll see. We used them in the playoffs last year. They are awesome. He's also doing some welding for our lights to make them a little more sturdy. So he's been doing some stuff there.
Who did you pick? Your team?
I picked my team. Yeah, we'll blow him out. We'll blow this team out.
Do you know? You really don't know Joey or Kyle?
I don't know either of them. I know Kyle's like 19. Joey's one of James Hayworth's buddies.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going with you guys.
Just because of that.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more matchup. This 20-minute podcast is 30 minutes at this point. Are you mad about it?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care.
Good. We got one more matchup. Hit me.
I just did the last one.
Oh, my turn? Corn Bombers and Lake County Liners. This will be my game of the week. They have played 6 games between the two of them. The Liners are 4-2. The Bombers' all-time record is 46-21, and the Liners' all-time record is 22-4. They have the 2 highest winning percentages of all franchises. They had the most watched and anticipated series last year. It was the best series. Every single game of the 3-game series went into extra innings. It's Brett. It's Caleb. It's interesting matchup this year, though, because the players on with Brett and Caleb are going to be, shall we say, street cones.
Yep, they're street cones, all right.
What's your insight on this game? Caleb and Brett are both pitching 4th. But listen to this. If you guys win versus the Bombers in the first game and Brett doesn't have to pitch in the 5th inning, that means Brett will start this game versus the Liners, meaning he'll get 2 innings compared to Caleb's 1, which could be a big factor.
Yeah. I guess I'm under the assumption that we were going to beat them, so then Brett would be pitching twice.
Okay.
If that's the case, if I'm going with what I previously picked, it's going to be tough because this is actually a good team. The Narwhals are bad, so that's why I picked the Liners.
Okay.
So if Brett gets to pitch as many times as Brian Travis has first names, then the Corn Bombers will win. So I'm going to have to go Corn Bombers. I think they find a way to win.
Oh, my goodness.
Hayworth gives up a walk-off.
Listen, I can't pick the Liners to win 2 opening day. I can't. Did I pick the Corn Bombers to beat you?
Yeah.
I can't pick the Corn Bombers to win 2 opening day. One of these teams.
Why?
Ugh.
Why can't you pick them?
I don't know. Who do I want? I can't see a Thomas Vanderwall beating a Caleb Youngman in this situation. So I'm gonna go Liners. I'm gonna take the Liners for a revenge game.
I'm still taking the Bombers.
Okay. So that's all our matchups. We have 42 players signed up, most all time in a week. I am thrilled to see what happens tomorrow.
I'm also thrilled.
Any last words?
I'm just ready for some fun. That's about it.
Thanks for coming on last minute. I literally texted you 5 minutes before the show and said, "What are you up to?" hit me up on Facebook, and you did, and we did this show, and I think it's gonna be a great.
When are you gonna put it up?
I'll probably put it up tonight.
What do you have to do to edit it?
I don't know, just edit our long pauses that we have. Everyone will think that we knew what we're talking about the whole time.
Will you keep this in there or no?
What, the part about us talking about it?
What?
What, the part right now?
Yeah.
Let's just say Brian Travis has more names than the amount of times I'm going to leave this in.
What? It doesn't make sense. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right. Thanks for coming on, bud. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.
Bye.